This December, our first guest scored his 30th #1 country single, even though he hasn't been single for more than 16 years. You can see him cultivate young talent on season 21 of American Idol, Sunday and Monday nights here on ABC. Please welcome Luke Bryan.
Good to be. Good
You
to be
smell
in
like
here.
leather. It's nice.
Oh, leather and rich mahogany. No, whatever. that was from a movie.
You 30 #1 singles is a lot of them. It's got to be one of the most.
I have to let Katy Perry hear that number multiple times. It's very important.
What's Katy's number? Do you know?
You know, she's a lot.
Yeah.
She's a lot, but I have more.
I think you probably have more than Lionel is.
Well, you know, with country artists, they tend to kind of trend to have a lot more than your pop artists. When you get a pop artist up there in that 14 to 15 range, that means you're like Michael Jackson had like 12 or 13, you'd think. But anyway, who's reading and counting? But the
how many years over the course of how many years
well,
is that?
I started. I got my record deal in 04. I started really putting music out around 2008. So yeah, it's been.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
It's been Here we go.
2008. This is what? That's 15 years. 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's two a year.
2 a year.
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
That's
Really good.
Well, you know, just hearing you say it. I mean, I was watching you say it on the monitor, and it's pretty.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. I mean, and you spend a lot of your time as a performer in your early years. You have one hit, and then everybody's bored because they're waiting on your one hit.
Right.
So you have to do covers and have guys come out and swallow flame or whatever. You got to make somebody enjoy your show and wait for your one hit. So when you get to like 10. Then you kind of have a whole show, and then when you get to 15, you've really got a lot of songs for your show. But then when you get to the point where you can't play them all, it's pretty
And
miraculous.
then people get mad.
And then
it's a no-win type of situation.
You start getting bad Yelp reviews and stuff like that.
Did you ever have a situation where you had a hit and then you played it twice in one show?
We did that.
You did.
We did. Because like I said, you've got, early in your career, you've got to do anything to make people, remember you and have fun, you know, while you're doing, old Boston covers and stuff.
Do you ever listen to your song if, like, it comes on the radio or,
Well, my thing is, when you're going down the road and say you're on the phone or whatever, and you look down and you can see
your name on
the screen,
and
I'm just like, hold up a minute, hold up. And I just have to pay homage. I always make sure I turn it up, and then I turn it back off.
Has anyone caught you in that situation, like at an intersection?
What was funny is I was home last week, and my 12-year-old was having a baseball game in a town about 15 minutes south of us. And I got to go and I ran out of the house, and I was like, oh, man, the sun's going to set, and it's going to be chilly out there watching this game. So I'm, like, riding around. It's like 7 o'clock, and anywhere to run in and pick up. Anyway, Tractor Supply was open. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tractor Supply. So I ran in there and got a hoodie. And when I went in there, one of my songs was on, and I was like, all right. Somebody's got it on the right station here, but... So I put my hoodie, on the counter, and the guy behind the counter's like, and I was just like, you like that, don't you?
You gave him a wink.
I gave him, yeah.
By the way, winking at a guy at Tractor Supply would be a great song. It could be hit number 31.
We can, well, you never know.
Are you worried at all about this AI music stuff like this?
That's what I'm saying. We could plug it into that and see what happens.
Why not? We should. Actually, we did do this because I was curious. I was thinking about this, Drake and The Weeknd, and I was thinking, well, you can do that with, like, pop music, dance music. I don't know if you could do it with
The problem with
country
me
music.
is I'm scared it may actually be better than the stuff I've written, so...
It's a real fear, I think. But what we did do is and you can't like just tell a computer to do it yet, although I'm sure that's coming, but it's kind of a combination of things. But this is a largely generated by artificial intelligence Luke Bryan song, okay?
All right, this will be interesting.
All right, here we
Guarantee a beer will be in there.
Driving down these back roads, just me and my old guitar. Trying to find my way back home, but it seems so very far. I'm just a small town boy, living in this crazy world. But I'll keep on singing my songs and let my voice be heard.
Not that good, but too close for comfort.
I think I'm okay for now on the AI, so... The problem is, if I really sound like that, 31 will not happen.
They might actually take one of your #1 hits away.
Did they do the video, too?
We put the video
I was
together.
fixing to say that, yeah.
Yeah, well, although the video is probably the easiest part of the whole deal. Are you going to Vegas again this year?
Yeah, we've been out there this year, and it's Vegas. I don't do a good job at staying away from the craps tables.
Oh, is that your game, craps?
Craps and blackjack and war and guess.
Oh, you play war. That's the saddest thing in the world is watching people play war in Las Vegas.
So I get my nephew turned 21.
Right.
And he for kind of his 21st birthday, he came out, and that was like his big reveal to Vegas.
Sure.
So he kind of learned the flow.
What'd you do with them on his 21st
Well, we
birthday?
got around the craps table and played, and it was like just being there with your nephew, who he's been with us since he was 13.
Right.
It was like he totally became like my buddy around the craps table. Well, a few months pass, and he calls me up. He goes, "Uncle Luke, can I bring me and some buddies come out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, y'all just come stay in the room with me." And they walk in, they're like, it's like Elvis style,
Yeah, sure.
We get down there, and it's him and then his first cousin, who everybody that I obviously give money to at some point calls me Uncle Luke. And so Jackson calls me Uncle Luke. Well, they come in from the main. I'm kind of in a little private gambling area. Well, they come in, they're like, "Uncle Luke, you won't believe what we just did. We were playing blackjack, and this girl said that this lady, I think she was 35 or 36, she said that she was the runner-up in the 400 meters in her whole state in track." And Jackson is very fast. He doesn't look it, but he is.
Okay.
Well, they bet this woman to a 100-meter dash in the parking lot.
Really?
And won $100 off of it. And I'm like...
They invented a new form of gambling in
Like,
Las
literally,
Vegas?
the valet guy had to be like, "Hold up," and there they run. And so when I was on stage that night, I was like, "Give me the damn 100." So I got the 100 back from him, and I was like, if you were racing 21-year-olds in the parking lot, this is your 100, but she wasn't in the show.
She wasn't at the show. Wow.
So I kept it.
Uncle Luke Bryan is with us. We'll be right back. Back with Luke Bryan. Talking about fishing, as we always
We're trying
do.
to talk our fishing trips out.
That's
so.
right. That's right. You were talking to Huey Lewis backstage, is hanging out backstage.
Which is totally crazy.
Is it?
That
Yeah.
Huey's just running around back there.
Yeah, we keep him back there. Yeah, we won't let him leave.
Making the meat and cheese trays back there. But no, I'm a huge fan of him and never got to meet him. But like I said, it was fun.
You guys, what season is 21? I said of American Idol. How long have you been on the show
This
now?
is our 6th year with me and Katy.
You, Lionel, Katy,
and Ryan. Yeah, Ryan's
Ryan?
been there the whole time. So.
Yeah, and Ryan has been there since the very beginning. Who does Lionel like the best, you or Katy?
Oh gosh, don't get me in that trouble. Well, I mean Lionel's, he's one of them guys from the '80s. He probably likes Katy best.
You think so? I thought for sure you were going to say.
Well, Lionel is just, he's a national treasure.
He really is.
He
Yeah.
really is.
Some people.
And it's funny because when we'll go do promo stuff for the show, and it's me and Lionel and Katy, and when people interview Lionel, they just, like me and Katy just sit back, and because Lionel is so interesting to just engage, and he's just taught me how to, like, he teaches you how to be a star and be humble and be engaging. He's always been that way.
That's
and he's spent his
interesting.
whole career doing that. That's why everybody loves him.
And it must be hard to be humble. Like Lionel and Katy are going to sing at King Charles's coronation, right?
Yeah, I didn't know what a coronation was. I thought it was a form of like condensed milk or something, you know. But coronation. Or Tarna. Anyway, I told him, I was like, yeah, y'all are going to hang with the Dukes and the Earls. And, you know, the only Dukes and Earls I've ever hung with, I shotgunned beer, you know, in high school with. But they're
upsetting,
leaving.
though. Why would they not invite you?
I didn't get the, you know, I guess.
Maybe you're too American for them.
Probably so. But,
Did they even have country music in England?
You know, actually, I've played over there, and people actually showed up. I was
but-
quite surprised.
I mean, I'm sure they appreciate country, but do you know, like, of any, like, we know Australia, we know, like, Keith Urban, whatever. Do you know of any English country music artists?
Well, that's, you're going to get me in trouble because I don't know,
Yeah,
but I
well-
have not heard. You know, we've had some Irish country singers come through, but there's a huge festival that they put on over certainly in London, and I've played that a couple times. And we did a Munich thing. We did a Munich, Germany, same thing. But we did Sweden, and it's pretty crazy to go over there and know you have fans over there.
Yeah, right. That it must be weird. It must be especially strange when you go to a country where English is not the first language.
Right, and then
And people are singing along to your
obviously
songs.
Prince Charles or King, he was not at my concert there, so I didn't get the invite.
Maybe he's upset you didn't invite him to that, and now he's the king, and you could be beheaded by the end of this thing, for all we know.
I'll stay in Tennessee. I'll be good and host the show. You know, we got some surprises.
Your buddy Blake Shelton talked you into doing American Idol, right?
Yes, he did.
He advised you. You asked him, should I do this? He said, yeah, I think so.
I called him, and he at the time, he was just like, man, it's going to change your life. And it really has. I mean, when you're in a cab in New York City and the cab driver who is from another country goes, I see you on American Idol, it really puts you in front of a whole nother audience. And you don't know that when you sign up. But it's been a really fun thing. And now that, you know, Blake's leaving The Voice, you know, the country guy, you know, I own the
You
television.
dominate now.
I dominate, you know.
You dominate.
As, you know, we had just kind of predicted from day one. Just come in and get his spot.
Whose ranch is bigger, yours in Tennessee or Blake's in Oklahoma?
Well, if you add all mine up, well, they're bigger than his.
How's your mother doing?
My mother is crazy, and my mother's been on this thing. She lives at the beach, but she wanted me to purchase the beach, a house 100 yards closer to the beach.
Oh, I think she wanted you to buy the beach, which would be problematic.
Well,
but
I don't have. Yeah, that's Blake. Blake can buy that stuff for his mother, but no. But she's just the fact that her and my wife have created this whole fun stuff on Instagram. Long as they're getting along, I'm just like, you know, y'all go pull up flowers and dig weeds all you want and put it on Instagram. I'm cool with it. Just
your
quit
mother
fighting.
posted this on Instagram, and
yeah.
I wonder if you got approval. Now, this is a high school photo.
Yeah.
And this guy right here,
I mean,
that's you.
that's the most muscle mass I've ever had right there.
And
Yeah, that was we called them a powder puff football game with the girls.
Oh, yeah.
Played football, and
Right.
somehow last minute I got wrangled into that.
And the
So-
boys are the cheerleaders,
And
right?
that photo really was never supposed to leave her home. And here we have it. There you go.
I mean, as embarrassing as it is for you, I mean, the twins here, I think, it looked like they put on their makeup in the dark.
And my buddy Paul, I hadn't seen Paul in 30 years. You know, he just wore his green. Paul was like the guy that listened to Ozzy Osbourne and stuff, so he just decided to go rogue and wear his green shorts there, see?
Oh, that's Paul right there?
That's Paul, old
Yeah,
Paul.
he looks like the guy who would listen to Ozzy Osbourne. Well, it's great to have you here. American Idol is Sunday and Monday nights, 8 o'clock here on ABC. Luke Bryan,
we're going
everybody.
live. We're going
We're going to be live. Thank you, Luke. We'll be back with Jeff Hill.